Okay, so we start from number 1, and we have this kind of function. Then we want to calculate domain of f and also range of f. So how to do this? Should be okay, right? Because if you have this fx, what is your fx? 1 plus x square, 1 plus x square, and this one is 7 minus x. When you have x less than 2, and then x greater than or equal to 2. So how about the domain of f? You want to find, when is f is well defined. And if you look at here, x greater than 2 or equal to 2, then you have 7 minus x, so you have no problem with that because you only have a linear function, so it should be fine. You don't have any divisibility, and you have no division, and then also no square root, also no logarithm, right? So everything here should be counted, should be okay. And when x less than 2, you have 1 plus x squared. That is a quadratic function. So that's also fine, because whenever you have a real number less than 2, then you can plug in inside, then you get no problem. So what is the domain? Should be from here, you get minus infinity to 2. And then from here, so here minus infinity to, from here first, less than 2. So you get here up to 2. And then you get from here, this one is 2 up to infinity. Then this one should be a set of real number. Okay, hopefully that's clear enough. And how about the range? If you look at this, when x is greater than or equal to 2, how about when x is greater than or equal to 2? How about 7 minus 2? So 7 minus x, So minus x will be less than or equal to minus 2. Okay, because when you multiply it with minus, then the direction will be changed. So this one become less than or equal. And then if you add 2, 7 minus x, this will be less than 7 minus 2 is 5. So this one will be less than or equal to 5. And then how about that one? If you have x is less than 2, then how about 1 plus x square? 1 plus x square is, we can divide it into 2. Maybe if x is greater than 0 and then less than 2, and then this one when x is less than 0. Then when you have the area is here, then 1 plus x square, so x square will be less than 4. Okay, should be easy to understand. X square is less than 4. And then what happens when you add 1? So 1 plus x square will be less than 5. Okay, so for this one, the value of fx will be less than 5. This one, the value for fx is less than or equal to 5. And then how about this one? So if you look at this carefully, then you get when x is less than 0, then x square is greater than 0. Okay, so should be okay, right? Because when you have a square of a number, this will be positive, because it doesn't contain 0. Then if you add 1, then this will be greater than 1. So if you look at all of this fx, this fx, this fx, so you have less than or equal to 5. This one will give you here minus infinity to 5. This one will give you minus infinity 5. And then here will give you 1 to infinity. Okay, so what is the range of f? That will be the union of all of them, because we have three possibilities here. Then it can be the first one, or can be the second one, or it can be the third one. That's why we use the union. Then what is the union of this? So we will have from minus infinity to 5, all of them are there, and then 1 to infinity, all of them are there. So we have this one is the set of real number. So hopefully that's clear enough how to find the domain of f and also the range of f. Any question maybe? Especially because this one is not familiar to you, maybe. Is that clear? Okay, hopefully that's clear. I will upload the video later on, so don't worry. And this will be the lecture video 8. So yeah, hopefully if you make any mistake, or if your step is not clear enough, then hopefully this one will make it clearer. Okay, next, B, check the continuity of f at x is equal to 2. So how to do this? You can hear my voice, right? Sometimes I worry about my connection. Is that okay?
Can hear it.
Yeah, should be okay, hopefully. Okay, the second one is the aim. If you want to check the continuity, you have to check the limit x approaches 2 from fx. It should be equal to f2. So how to do this? So you know f2, and this one should be the second one, because x greater than or equal to 2, so 2 is here. So you have 7 minus 2 is equal to 5. And then limit x approaches 2 from left fx. How is it? It will be x approaches 2 from left. Then if you approach from left, then it will be less than 2. So you have to add here, and then what you have limit x approaches 2 from left, or I think because it is a continuous function, so it should be okay. 1 plus 2 square is equal to 5. And then how about limit x approaches 2 from the right? Then that will be greater than 2. So you have from the right, you have 7 minus x. So you have 7 minus 2, that will be equal to 5. So from here, it's clear that limit x approaches to fx is equal to 5, and 5 is f2. So what is the conclusion? F is continuous at x equal to 2. Okay, so this one should be easy. And the last one is the graph. Yeah, some of you tell me that this one is the difficult part, so let's do it together. I think I will add one more page to make it more clear. 1C. Oh yeah, I will share the notes later on. Graph the function of f. So we have the Cartesian coordinate, then this one x, this one y, and then we have 2, maybe this one 2, so this one is 1, and then this one 3, 1, 2, 3. When x greater than or equal to 2, you have 7 minus x. So when x is equal to 2, so the easiest way to draw the graph or graph the graph is, you add the point as many as possible. For example, like this, 7 minus x. So when x is equal to 2, then 7 minus 2 is equal to 5. You have 2.5. So you have here 2.5. Okay, yeah. And then when you have x is equal to 3, what you have 7 minus 3, right? So you have 4, and so on. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this one 6, this one 7. So I will draw longer. This one is x, y. And then when x is equal to 7, what you have 7 minus 7 is 0. So you have this. And then, yeah, it is clear it is a linear function. So you can connect both points. So that will be like this. And how about when x less than 2? So when x less than 2, what happened? This one will be, actually you already know, right? Fx is equal to x squared. Fx is equal to x squared is something like this. Then what happened when you add plus 1 here? So you add 1. So that will, yeah, go up. Okay. So you shift to upside. So one point. Because, yeah, as you know, whenever you have the point here, you add 1. Whenever here, add 1. Whenever here, add 1, add 1, add 1. So it's like you shift the graph here, go up 1 point. So, you know, when x is equal to 0, then you get here, then it will be like this here. And this one is also quadratic function and go up. So this is the graph of f. So is it clear enough? Hopefully that's clear enough. Any question maybe? Because some of you tell me that maybe, yeah, it's a bit difficult. And yeah, it's not that clear lah. Because you have to divide into 2 parts. And yeah, that's all. So, and one more maybe common mistake. Some students are drawing 1 plus x squared. So really the whole 1 plus x squared, and then one more is a line. So that's not what that's not the aim. I mean, the aim is when you have x less than 2, then you have this kind of graph, the first one, and then when x is greater than or equal to 2, then you have the line. So that's the aim. Yeah, hopefully that's clear enough. Any question maybe before we continue? Okay, no question. Okay, so since there is no question, so we can go to the next one. And this one is, in my opinion, is a bit challenging because you have to be careful. Why? The first thing is the denominator cannot be 0. So x cannot be equal to 1. That's the first thing. The second thing is when you have the inequality, you have to be careful with the whatever the factor that you want to multiply, the item, the subject that you want to multiply. Because if you multiply it with positive number, then the direction does remain the same. But when you multiply with a negative number, then the direction will be changed. That's why we have to be careful. And my suggestion is to make sure basically the first thing you can add the, so maybe okay lah, I will show you 2 ways to do that. First way is you can, this is the safest one, so you can subtract both both sides with x minus 20. So you get minus x plus 20. Okay, this one greater than 0. And then, yeah, when you have something like this, then you can do like this, right? So make the denominator the same. Equate the denominator. So you get x plus 20 times x minus 1 greater than 0. Then what you have, this one is x minus 1. Then you have this one x squared, so minus x squared. And then, yeah, minus x squared. And then minus x plus 2x. So you get x. This one is minus x. Then 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 minus plus, yeah. Okay. So, or if it is too fast, then I can do like this. X squared plus x minus 2. Hopefully you can follow. Then I get minus x squared minus x. Then I have plus 2 plus 2 plus 4, right? Greater than 0. This is the first way. Maybe we can factorize it. Maybe. How to factorize this? If we multiply, become 4. Can we multiply it? I don't think so. So, okay. We only want to check when it is negative, and then also when is it positive, right? So what we have to do, I think the easiest way, we take out the minus. So we get x squared plus x minus 4, x minus 1. Because we multiply with minus 1, so it will becomes less than 0. And then what we have here, we can do like this, complete the square. So hopefully you still remember x plus half square, because when you have x squared plus 2ax plus a square, this will be x plus a square. Okay, so this part will be 2a, and in this case 2a is equal to 1, so a is half. That's why I take this one half. And then this one, I have 1 over 4. So I should minus 1 over 4. So minus 4, 1 over 4, right? Over x minus 1 greater than 0. So you have to check when the denominator is negative and when the numerator is negative. So the denominator should be clear, because you have here, this one for x minus 1. When x is greater than 1, this one is 1, right? When this one is greater than 1, you have positive. And then when it is less than 1, you will get x minus 1 will be negative. And then how about this one? This one you can do like this. So you equate it with 0 is equal to 4, 1 over 4. And then the thing is, you have to make sure that x plus half square is greater than 4 over 1 over 4 to make it positive. Then how to do this? This one x plus half, then this one is plus minus square root of 4, 1 over 4, and then x is equal to plus or minus square root of 4, 1 over 4 minus half. So if you have something like this, or if not, to make it easy, 4, 1 over 4 is 4 times 4 is 16 over 2, right? Over 4, right? So 17 over 4, this one. This one is 17 over 4. Okay. Because usually the common mistake for student is you multiply with x minus 1 without carrying the value of x minus 1. I mean, x minus 1 can be positive, can be negative. So you cannot just multiply with x minus 1, go to there. Okay, that's the main reason. And this is the first way. Okay, so you have this and this. This one is square root of 17 over 4 minus half. And this one is minus square root of 17 over 4 minus half. And what you have here is when it is greater. So imagine if you have this part, then this one will be greater than this one, right? So this part will be plus, this one will be minus, and this one will be plus again. Okay, so hopefully that's clear enough. And how about the solution? The solution is what we want. We want to have the value of here is less than 0. So what is the meaning? When we have a fraction, then the final result is less than 0, then the sign of the numerator and also the denominator should be different. Okay, because when the numerator is positive, then the denominator is negative, then you get the final result, the division will be negative. And then also when you have the numerator is negative, divide with positive, then you will get the whole thing will be negative. So that's it. And how about this one? How to see when the sign are different? So you can look like this. So this one, okay, one is around here, right? Okay, hopefully, maybe any question up to this?
Sir, I think there is some miscalculation.
Where is it?
In the upper parts.
Where is it here?
I think it should be
this
x
one 20.
plus 20.
Sorry. Oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. The whole thing changed. Okay. So sorry. Yeah, correct. Okay, this one changed also. Wah, I have to change everything. Okay lah. I have minus x plus here. So this one is 19. Okay, thank you for the correction. Yeah, this one is minus 20. And then this one is minus 19x. Then this one is plus 22. Okay. And this one I change. I only follow 90x plus minus 22. And then this part. So 2a is equal to 9. Okay. A 19. So a is 19 over 2. So this one should be 19 over 2. And then I have 19 over 2 square. Wow, so complicated. But that's only number lah. Only number which is complicated. The whole thing, the idea are the same. So you get minus 22 minus again 19 square over 4. Okay. Yeah, this one. And do I want to calculate? Minus 22 is minus 88 over 4. 19 square is, what is 19 square? 19, 8, 9, 17, and then this one is 19, 1, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 1. Okay, so you have 361. This one is 361. And then you add 88. What is that? You have here, you will get this one is 9. And then 8, this one 4. and then 4, 449. Okay, over 4. So this one will be 19 over 2. This one is 19 over 2. This one is 449 over 4. And what is 449 over 4 is 100 plus, right? Okay. And 100 plus. That's okay. Yeah. 449 over 4. This one also 449 over 4 minus 19 over 2. Then, yeah, the position maybe will be changed, but not changed a lot. Basically, when you get this one is greater than 449 over 4 plus square root. This one is inside the square root. Okay. So maybe I take out from the square root. So plus minus 1 over 2. So you get here is half square root of 449 plus 19 over 2. Oh, not plus, minus. This one is minus. So this one is minus half 449 minus 19 over 2. Is that okay? Yeah, thank you for the correction. Okay, so 1 is around here, should be, because you have minus here, and then this one absolutely plus. Then when the sign are different, so yeah, you just like this. Look at this. So this one from here to here, from 1 to here, and then from here to the left. Okay, so solution set will be the union of from here to here. So you have minus infinity up to here. You have minus half square root of 449 minus 19 over 2 union here. So this part you get from 1 to here 19 half 449 minus okay lah. So half square root of 449 minus 19 over 2. So that's the solution set. Oh yeah, again, thank you for the correction. Okay, maybe any question? The whole idea should be okay lah. But yeah, only the number maybe is a little bit big because you have 20 here. But this one is, if I'm not mistaken, there is, I take from one exercise in the tutorial, and then I only change the some number lah in there. But the whole thing, the whole idea how to do, that's exactly the same. And for second way, second strategy to do this, you also can use divide into two cases. So first case is when x is less than 1. So you know that x minus 1 is less than 0. Yeah, less than 0. Okay. So when you have like this, so 2 over x minus 1, and you get greater than x minus 20. So you can multiply, but yeah, here is less than 0. So what you have, 2 is less than x minus 20 times here, x minus 1. And I think the calculation is almost the same. So you get 0 is less than here, just multiply, right? You have x squared, what is it? Plus, oh no, minus 1 minus 20. Am I make another mistake here? Where is it, number 1? Oh, number 1 is here. Number 2, sorry. Where is my page? Okay. Where is that? Here. Sorry, another mistake. It should be minus. Okay lah, but yeah. Oh, this one it should be x minus 20. Okay, but the calculation is almost the same. So that's the idea. The whole thing is the same, but yeah, just follow the number lah. Okay, so maybe it's not the focus for today. Basically, the idea is the same. So maybe I think when you get the idea, so the calculation is almost the same, only follow the number. So I think should be okay, right? And yeah, this way is the solution set for inequality 2 over x minus 1. Yeah, greater than x plus 20. It's not our question, but yeah, it's okay lah. I mean, we will do again one more with another way, but the final result will be different because the question is different. We change the question here, become x plus 20. So, but the idea is almost the same, and the result, if we change here with minus, that will be the same also. So if you have like this, you have x squared minus 21x plus 20, so minus 2. So 0 is less than x squared minus 21x plus 18, right? So what you have, again, factorize, and you see, if you change here, become minus, then you get the same quadratic expression. So yeah, basically you will get the same solution. So factorize, blah blah blah, and then you get x less than 1, or maybe we continue lah for the factorization. So how do you do this? Do the complete square, minus 21 over 2, and then you have to add 18, and then minus 21 over 2 square, right? So the rest of calculation are the same, so you can continue. And yeah, make the intersection between x less than 1 and also the value here. Then you get the first set, and the second one is you have when x greater than 1, what you get, x minus 1 is greater than 0. So what you have, 2 over x minus 1 greater than x minus 20. So you will have the direction here is the same. So 2 greater than x minus 20 times x minus 1, and blah 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 blah. The same thing, complete the square and the whole thing. Then you can continue, and then you get the second set. So the solution set is the union of both sets. And then that's all. So the calculation are almost the same, but yeah, we only miss the minus part there. So hopefully you get the idea and how to count it. Maybe any question for number 2A especially? Okay, no? Yeah, I only want to say the common mistake is you cannot multiply both sides. So this one is not correct, right? X minus 20 times x minus 1. This one is not correct. So you have to split into 2 cases, because yeah, we have to make sure when is x minus 1 less than 0 and when is x minus 1 greater than 0. Okay, hopefully that's clear enough. And next we go to 2B. 2B is x absolute value of x minus 20. Absolute value of x minus 20. That's why the marking is big enough here, because Yeah, there are many calculations there. 21 minus x, you have minus x. Then what you have to do, one more, you have to see when the whatever inside the absolute value is positive and negative. So this one, the border is when x is equal to 20, and this one, the border is when x is equal to 21. So if you look at this, you have 20 and then 21 here. So this one is for x minus 20, and then this one is for 21 minus x. When x is less than 20, and then what you have, this part, this one will be negative. Okay, and after that, from here to there, and this one is full, and then you get this one is positive. And how about 21 minus x? You have 20, this one is 21. Then you will have here 21 minus x. So when x is less than 21, okay, less than 21, this one will be positive. And after this one will be negative. So you have to divide into 3 cases. So first, when we have x is less than 20, okay, x less than 20, or maybe, do I want equal? No, right? So when x less than 20, what you have, x less than 20, so this part, so you know that absolute value of x will be equal to minus x when x is less than 0, and will be equal to x itself when x is greater than or equal to 0. So when x is less than 20, so what you have here minus x minus 20, okay, because this part is negative, and then you get this one is greater than 21 minus x. Why? Because this part is positive. So you have minus x plus 20 greater than 21 minus x. So what you have there, you have minus minus cancel. This one cancel. And then 1 less than 0. Is it? So this one cannot be happen. Is it clear enough? Yeah. Please tell me if I make some mistake, because yeah, I'm still a human, so I can make a mistake. But yeah, the aim is how to deliver, how to do it. Okay, hopefully that's clear. And then when x is greater than or equal to 0, 20, this one is x. And then when 21 is here, so what you have, you will have x minus 20 is greater than 21 minus x. Then what you have, 2x is greater than 42. Then 41, sorry, x is greater than 20 of half. Okay, so you have this plus this. So what you get here, you will have when x is less than or equal to 21, and then this one also greater than 20 half. So you have from 20 and half up to 21, but 21 is included. So this one is first case, and then this one is second case, and the third one is when x greater than 21. Well, you have this part will be negative, 21 minus x will be negative. Then you get x minus 20. Okay, so x minus 20 is greater than minus 21 minus x. So what you have, x minus 20 I 20 is greater than minus 21 plus X. So this part cancel. And then what you have at 21, so 1 is greater than 0. So what is the meaning? The whole thing here is included. So you get 21 up to infinity. You have to count all of them. So this part is an empty set. This one is this one is this. So the solution set is the union of all of them. So you have empty set, union of this, 20 and half, comma 21, and then union of what is that? 21 up to infinity. Yeah. So you get this one is 20 and half up to infinity. So is there any question maybe for number 2? Because the rest should be easy, right? Number 3 and 4. Any question maybe for number 2? Okay. Any correction? Maybe I make some mistake. Another mistake lah. Because yeah, I'm not careful enough. Minus 20. It's not minus 2. Sorry. But yeah, at least you get the idea lah, how to solve the problem. Okay, no idea? Okay, next, this is the application of function. So this one should be the real life problem when you borrow some money from bank, any money from bank, maybe yeah, in this case 10 million. And when you have to return it, then you have to return with some extra. Okay, so the extra is here is 5% compound interest per year. What is the meaning of compound interest? So in bahasa, it is called bunga majemuk. Okay, what is the meaning of majemuk? So the easiest way to see is like this. So when you have 10 million, okay, if you multiply it with 5%, that will be 10 million at 500,000, right? Then in 1 year, you have to return 10 million and 500,000. Okay, hopefully that's clear enough. Yeah, it is correct. And for the second year, it is not equal to this plus this. It's not like that. So in bahasa, when you only add the interest, then that is called bunga tunggal. So because you only have to add with the main money that you borrow. So it's not only this plus this, but you have to calculate 10, 500 here times 5%. What is it? And then you add with 10,500,000. So you add this with this part. Okay. So that will be the how much money that you have to return for the second year. And the third year, that's the same. But how to do this easier is like this. So when you have something like this, it is the same like this part. It's like 10 million times 105%, right? 5%. So this one is equal to this, and this one also. So you have this. The final result here is 10,500,000 times 105%, and this one also. The next one, whatever the value here, maybe a square times 105%. So basically you can count, yeah, you have 10, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 times, how many? 105% here, 3 times, right? So you have 105% to the 3. So that's the, yeah, how much money that you have to return after 3rd year. So that's it. Maybe any question? Number 3 should be clear enough, right?
All clear, sir.
Okay, that should be clear. Okay, next, number 4. This one is the last one. And how to do this? Okay, I think here should be enough. Limit x approach plus infinity from 2 minus 3x squared over 5x squared plus 4x. This will be limit x approaches infinity. So what you have to do, again, you multiply it with the highest power. So the reciprocal of the highest power. So this one is the highest power is 2, and then this one is 2. So you multiply with 1 over x squared and 1 over x squared. Then what you get here 2 over x squared minus 3, okay, over 5 plus 4 over x. Then what you have, yeah, should be easy, right? Because you have this one is 0, minus 3, 5 plus 0. So you get minus 3 over 5. That's for number 4A. And then how about 4B? Okay, when you have a square root, then what you have to do is multiply it with the companion. Okay, so you have limit x approaches 7. From here, square root of x plus 2 minus 3 over x minus 7. So you multiply it with the companion of this. So you get square root of x plus 2 plus 3 over square root of x plus 2 plus 3. So what you have, limit x approaches 7. Here you get, when you have a minus b times a plus b, this will give you a square minus b square. So what you have here, you get x plus 2 minus 3 square is 9. Okay, over, you have here x minus 7. Multiply with square root of x plus 2 plus 3. And this part is minus 7 to minus 9. So this one cancel out. Then what you have 1 over, here, 7 plus 2 plus 3. So what is it? Square root of 9 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 1 over 6.